Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to My Weakness is My Weapon. I am here with Azalia. My name is Mayreen. If you are new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on these videos that we are about to share. We are starting this new journey of people telling their story. I know in my example, I love listening to other people's testimonies. I love listening to other people's stories and see what they've been through, see what they have experienced in life and how God has transformed them in such a powerful way. Azalia's here. She's a member of my church. She is an educated woman. She is the director of our kids ministry, and her story is hopeless romantic story. and and I love these type of stories. So I'm just gonna give you the floor, and you will do what you do.
Well, first of all, thanks so much for this opportunity to share my love story.
Yes.
I say like love story because to get to the love story, we have to have a lot of things go on.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I'm sorry if I said something wrong. The English is my second language, so I'm gonna try. If I said something wrong, I'm so sorry. And here is Maureen to fix everything.
I'll help. You're fine.
So I'm sorry I have my papers, but at my age, I need to have something written down. I've been a Christian since I have memories. Before my parents got married, they were already Christian. So for me, Christian is not like be all the time at church. You need to have that encounter, that accept the Lord. Mm-hmm. So I did when I was 9. But the real one that I said, I know my God, was when I was 16. I had a situation, illness, and was really tough, bad, but at the same time made me know who is God, who is for me, for my family, for in everything. I started to feel bad at the 16, and they found that I have cancer. So before that, my first surgery in Puerto Rico was like on May. I was 16, and I remember that I was laying down in my mom's lap, and I told her that I feel something burning my right side. And I told my mom, oh, the sun is burning. She looked at me like, hey girl, we're inside the hospital. Can't be happen.
There's no sun.
Yeah, and I told her, I feel like a burning coal is burning me. Mm. It's very hot, something inside. And she said, God is healing you. Mm. That word for me was like, all right, He is healing me. I'm healed, I'm okay. So we had the surgery. The doctor said, oh, we couldn't find anything. Everything is clean, everything is good, you are good. So, but 2 weeks after that, we went to see him, and he said, I'm sorry, but you have cancer. And for me, I didn't cry. Really, I didn't cry. I look at my mom, and she was just quiet. We left the office. She was driving quiet the whole time. So I was like, okay, there is nothing bad with this. So the doctor said, you need a second surgery. And that day, my parents, they just went to the church, go to the altar, and they just kneel there and pray to God. That was the best example that they did to me, because I just look at them like, even though they cry, they were just there waiting for God. Mm-hmm. So I had to move to here, United States, to Philadelphia, with a Christian cousin. But because of the school, they don't have a Spanish program in that school, and I didn't, even though we learned English in Puerto Rico, I wasn't enough for me. So I have to move to another school, and I have to move with my aunt and her partner. They were not Christian, so that's the bad way. For me, as a Christian girl, alone, 16 years, and have to go to a new school, new church, because I have to move to another church. Just me, no mom, no dad, no friends. And I was studying in Puerto Rico, start to study Bible studies, certificate, and I was like, what's gonna happen now? But I have to tell you, I never cried. It was tough. It was difficult for me, but I never cried like, I'm alone. God forget about me. It wasn't like that. But here starts the love story. I went to the school and I have few friends, and I have a friend from church. That is a good one. She was from the church also. And she told me, I like this boy. He's in your classmate, and this is that is Puerto Rican also. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna start to talk to him, and I'm gonna talk about you and everything. And he told me, oh, I'm sorry, but it's not her, it's you. What? Me? And at the first time, I said, my dad is gonna kill me.
But what did your friend say? Was she mad?
Yes.
Did you lose that friendship?
A little bit. Because they were the one that took me to church, and we have to ride in the same car, but at the end, she was like, you are my friend.
Yeah.
And he didn't know about her. She was in the English program because she was in Philadelphia already. But we were, the boy and me, we were in the Spanish program. We just came from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So she was like, oh, I know him because I see him talking to you. I'm your classmate, but I don't know him.
Okay, so she thought he was cute. That's it.
Yes. And he told me, she's cute. She's beautiful, she's nice, but I don't like him. And I was like, okay. So I did bad because I think that the friendship is something very important for me. But after we talk, so I decided to be with him. I told him, okay, I talked to her. We are okay now.
Okay.
We can talk and we can be together. He was good.
Okay.
I have to tell you, he was really good. He respect me, but I know he wasn't Christian. And that was the bad way. He wasn't Christian. He visited sometime, the grandparents, they were in at any church, I forgot the name. And he visited. And sometime on Sunday, I went with him. And he was like, I'm here because of you. And sometimes he came with me, and it's like, because of you. And I knew I was bad. But I was with this boy. Do you remember the movie A Walk to Remember?
My favorite movie.
I think for me it's the best. And I remember one day my brother told me, oh, you have to see this movie. And I said, why? You have to see it. After I see it, I know that it was me. It was me because I was like the girl.
So when you were in Philadelphia and you started talking to this boy, you still had the cancer. You still was going through that process.
Already removed the kidney. My right kidney, they have to remove it on July. So the classes start in September. I just have to go to the hospital every month to check that everything is okay, that my other kidney work very well. They have to remove rib, one rib, and they said that they have to cut a lot. So they just have to go every month, and the boy always go with me. He always went with me. He's like, okay, I go with you.
Okay.
I walk with you. We went there. So he was good.
Mm.
And if you look a boy like, even though he wasn't Christian, he was good. But I know that the call of God, it was already done for me. So I know that he wants something else. And if I haven't had the encounter with the God,
The fear of God.
the before this, I have to tell you, I couldn't say no. He was. I was tell you, I was.
You were 16, right?
I was 16, about to have a 17. Yeah, close to the 17.
Okay.
And like the movie, I told you, I was this kind of girl dressing like her, same as her. Well, the color, but same like her.
Yeah.
Dress, this nerd girl, no makeup. Most of the time, I was with dress or skirt. Even though the weather, dress, skirt. And he was like the movie. He was the handsome one, the popular one. Everybody want to be with him. He was tall, shaped body. He was very light brown, eyes, hair. He was good looking. So for me, it was like a woof. I won the lottery. But even though God still talking to me every Sunday, maybe I remember one day, I know God was telling me very, very deeply in my heart, you need to stop this relationship. I remember the one time the pastor was preaching and he was walking and he looked at me and I knew it was to me and I ignored him. And he said, I have to pray for you at the end. I have to pray for you. So there was this lady in front of me. He's talking to me. I said, yes, he's talking to you. But I knew it was me. So when he had finished, he called me and his wife stand by me and said, come on, you have to walk. You know it's you. I was like, no. God loved me so much and he told me, you need to stop this. You're going to regret. And I know because you know when you are feeling, you are 16, this body feel. And I know that he wants something else. But he was like, I don't want to push you, but you know what I want. And to say no to this sexual relationship that he wants, it was for me difficult to say no, but I did. Right now I'm like, oh my God, thanks so much. Thanks so much because he wasn't the right one. It wasn't. And so one day my dad called me, you have to go back to Puerto Rico. And I was so mad. I don't want to go back to Puerto Rico. And he said, yes, you have to. You have to go back. My grandpa passed away and I went there. I went to Puerto Rico on January 1999. And I came back and then he said, you are coming back. That I'm about to finish high school. You're going to finish in here. And I couldn't understand that right now. As a mom, he did the best. I understand now that he was looking for my best because God gave us our kids to take care of them and he was doing that. So
sorry, when you moved back, you broke up? Or did you continue long distance?
You know what? We never use that word like broke up. Nothing. We just thought like, well, he told me, maybe I'm going to Puerto Rico on summer so I can go to your house, talk to your parents. He got baptized. When I went to Puerto Rico in January, after that, when I came back, he was like, I have a surprise for you. And I was like, okay, what happened? I get baptized. It hurt me because it wasn't something that he wanted. It was something that he did because of my church, my God, my parents. And I was like, wow, he loved me, and I know that.
So he thought he was doing a good thing.
Yes.
But it was
to be
really,
accepted.
It wasn't for good intentions. Okay.
Yes. It just to be accepted. So when I have to go back to Puerto Rico, and he told me, I'm gonna be there on summer and I wanna go to your house and talk to your parents. So we never end our relationship. We talk by phone, and no cell phone in those days. Oh my goodness, I feel old. We talk by phone. My parents never said no to talk to him. One day, I asked him, I have a situation issue in the school in Puerto Rico, no anymore, when used to be like that. If you are 2 years or more out of the island and you go back, you have to go down 1 year. So they were trying me to go back 1 year. It was like, what? I'm about to finish. So we were thinking about I'm coming back and finish my high school and go back to Puerto Rico. And my dad was like, if you are going back, you're going back with your mom. And I was like, okay, my mom know him and know about him. He's good. But then they said, no, you don't have to, because you were just almost 2 years. So the almost was good. So I stayed in Puerto Rico. So when I told him I cannot go back, I'm gonna finish it here, I'm gonna wait for you. One day when I called him, he was already with someone. And the girl was pregnant. So I was like, okay, if I stay there, will be me. And I said, okay.
Were you hurt? Were you upset? Were you mad?
I cry a lot.
Did you yell at him?
I couldn't. I was like, no way. This cannot happen. We never talk again. Never. 1999. Remember this? 1999. Wow. Right now we talk. Right now he had like 4 kids, and we talk like, how is your mind? And we are fine. And he said like, you are blessed. And I said, yes, I know. You are not the handsome boy that you used to be. I told him, you're not like, okay, now I know.
You hurt his ego. I know that for a fact.
And he was like, okay, thank you. I'm so sorry, you're too white and you look older than me, and he was younger than me. So in Puerto Rico, I started to work with the church and got business and everything in my.
You just got really involved. In church.
I changed everything. I changed. God made me stronger because it hurt so bad, and I started to study the university. Then I failed, but I went to the Christian university because I want to study a bachelor degree in theology. So I was like, okay, I have to be focused in this. And I finished my associate, and then I was working with the youth. So I think it was 2006, I was in the youth association, and I was elected to be the sub-secretary around the island. In Puerto Rico, there's like 10,000 youth, and I was the sub-secretary, and I had a relation with a divorced man. A second issue. Since 1999, I have friends, but I haven't had a boyfriend like this one.
How old were you in 2006?
I was 25.
25. So he was around your age?
No.
He was older?
Yes.
Azalia.
He had already 3 girls.
I don't know about that. This kid's good.
I remember the first time he worked with a missionary in, how do you say, IT?
ID?
IT.
Haiti.
Well, in that
Anyway.
place, IT.
He worked in IT.
With kids in there. So he went to my parent house to talk about something to my dad for a trip that they're gonna have and everything. And I was on my bedroom, and I came out and I looked at him. He wasn't good looking, but the way that he talked about the church and everything, I love to work with kids and in other places.
Mm-hmm.
So when he looked at me, I knew that I felt something from him, like, you like me. And I was like, okay, what's going on? So my dad was okay until he found he was a divorced man. He was like, but he gave me the opportunity to be with him, have a relationship. So in 2006, at the convention, the day that I was elected, we were already talking about getting married. Doing everything for the wedding. It's gonna be the next year, and so we start to do everything. The flowers, the reception place.
Did you have your dress?
Yes, everything. And so the next year, 2007, on April 11, I found the letter yesterday. I was searching for something. I said, let me search for this.
That's my anniversary, by the way.
Oh, really? Oh my God. But I found the letter when I was the resignation letter, saying that I'm not going to be more the sub-secretary. I have to be 2 years. And 1 year, and I said, no, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to be more in the youth leadership because I'm gonna get married, and he don't want me to do this. Okay. I didn't put that in the letter.
Okay, time out. So you were this big subsecretary in charge of 10,000 youth children throughout the whole entire island.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a position already. You were about to marry this man, this divorcee. You were about to marry him, and he told you that he doesn't want you working.
He told me, you need to make a decision because this doesn't look good that you are in the youth leadership and I'm already in the man ministry association and my church. And I was like,
really? That's
and he did that after I went to Dominican Republic for a convention that we had. The church had this every 2 years for the youth, if I'm not wrong. And as a leader, we always go to different places. And that year was Dominican Republic. So after that, he picked me up at the airport, take me to my house, and he was telling me a lot of stuff in the way. I was like, what are you talking about? He was telling me, oh, you have to think about this. I know that you have a call from God, but you know that I have this foundation, kids foundation in Haiti, and we need to work with this. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was so straight. If you don't do this, we break up. I was like, what about our wedding?
So it sounds like he had this pride issue.
Yes.
His ego was on top because he's in the men's ministry and he thought the youth ministry was lower.
Yes. No, you know what? Because everybody know me more than him. Because as a leader in this council, when you are a leader, the board, like the board, we have a meeting with the head board in the council. So every year we have to go to the office, the head office, and we have the round table and we're sitting there. So I was in that council until I moved to here. So my entire life, they know me. They know everything about me, my family, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they know me more than him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was because of that. That he felt like, you are
Mm-hmm.
over me, and
Mm-hmm.
I cannot accept that. So I was like, okay, I cry a lot, but I love him. I have to. I have to. That is a mistake.
Hmm.
We never do that because a man tell you to do it.
Hmm.
If you are with someone, neither us to them. If you are with someone, it's because you love him, and you do the thing that you love, and if he accepts you this way, why you have to change now? He knew me like this. He knew I was a leader. Why? You are telling me now that I have to make a decision between you and the leadership. Like, I couldn't understand what's going on. So I made the letter that day, and I went to my parent house bedroom, and I said, I'm gonna do this. They looked at me. They were quiet. Nothing. So I sent the letter to the president, and she was like, we talk later. I made a mistake in the letter. We have a convention, youth, on July. Always is Thursday to Saturday. And I put the day to Sunday to end by Sunday. So I finished that and everything's gonna be good. But after, I think it was like 2 weeks or something like that, end of April, beginning of May, we were talking, the leaders, and one of them told us, oh, you know what, the vice president is not going to keep working with the leadership because she moved to Florida. And I felt, oh my, I felt like that voice, like, never told me you're going to be the next vice president. And I know, I was like, no, I'm going to get married. I just did my resignation letter saying that I cannot. So I have the leadership in here. I have my future husband in here, and I couldn't see that he was trying me to make a decision between God and him. So I got home, I just cried, and I said, I have to say no. If that day comes, I have to say no.
To the vice president?
Yes. That was like April, May, and I was every day, maybe every day, I feel that heartbeat very strong, like, you're gonna be. And I never told him. We keep planning our wedding, we keep doing everything, and after he left my house for visit me, I just cried. How can I gonna do this? How can I go? I was scared of him. I was scared of him. I was scared to be alone. I was scared, like, wow, after this year, I was waiting for the best one. I was waiting for a good man. And he was like, he had a business, so he had some money. And he was telling me every day, I'm gonna give you house. Choose the house that you want. I choose the house that I wanted.
Your dream house.
Yeah. He said, this is gonna be your car. You can work with this. You know that the business, I have 3 girls and I have to do it for, it's okay. But our kids gonna have this and you're gonna be, he was like, I'm gonna give you everything.
So he was promising you everything.
Everything. Everything. You are the boss. Like, you are the boss. But I couldn't see what's going on. I was so, I cannot tell you, I was, by that time, I think it wasn't love. It was scare. It was scare about my parents, what they already paid for the wedding. Seeing my dress, I had already invitations. It was
Scared of what the people was gonna say.
Yes.
Mm.
So when July came, we were to the place. It's like a Coliseo. Coliseum. And I walk in and I told my friends that that's gonna be my end, and they were crying. No, you cannot do this. You cannot do this. And I have to. I'm gonna get married. I didn't say the truth. I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna be in another place now. I have to do another thing. I was so happy, even though I feel it. I couldn't feel like excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting at the board table, and I look at them. They were crying, and I heard my name. When they called for, I was the first one candidate to go. We were like a 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting there, everybody was looking at me. I didn't know that the president knew about my decision. And he was sitting there looking at me like, what are you gonna do? And I feel like, and I was wearing my engagement ring, and I was looking at it, and I was like, what I'm gonna do? And they say 3 times, are you gonna reject? Are you gonna accept? And I couldn't move. I was like, what I'm gonna do? If I accept, I'm gonna win, because I know that God already told me this.
Mm-hmm.
But if I say yes, what am I? I'm gonna get married the next month. That was like the 25th July, 20 something, like by the end, and my wedding will be August 25th.
Mm-hmm.
So a month before my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I had the invitation in the car, and I'm looking my earrings like, what are you gonna do? And when I listen, God's word telling me, are you gonna choose between him and me? I just stand up. I didn't say yes, I just stand up. Everybody was laughing like, yes.
They were happy.
I wasn't. So after, when they did voting and doing all the papers, I just went to the bathroom and I started to cry. And I said, God, please, what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna tell him. He wasn't there because his business was first.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, please be there. And he said, no, I cannot. That is for you. That is not for me.
Mm.
And I couldn't understand. I couldn't see what's going on. And when my daddy was in a town next to the one that I was at the west, and he was hiding the food service for the wedding, and he was about to pay when I saw him, and he said, oh, I was about to pay, but I decided to come first and talk to you what you want for the wedding. They show a lot of things, but I wasn't sure.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because of that. God stopped him. God stopped him to pay that because it wasn't his good for me. And when he discovered what's going on, he looked at me, what are you gonna do? He knew about the resignation letter. He knew about this. And he never told me, I know it was him, but I know his face. And we were always together.
Mm-hmm.
So I know he knew that it wasn't my decision.
Mm-hmm.
It was because of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, oh, I'm not going to do anything, nothing. Because there are a lot of candidates that are really good. So, so I went back to the head table and I said, and they said, oh, we have a winner. And I feel like literally like boom, 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 boom. And I was like, no way, no way, no way. And our new vice president is Azalia. I was like, no way. My ring, I just took my earring. My ring, and I put it in my pocket. And I just cry. Right now, I'm not crying because I miss him. No way.
I hope
Think
not.
about that. If you look at him, you say no. get in a bad marriage. I can say this because I'm not saying names, but after that I discovered he was abusive. I didn't know that. That's why he was acting like you have to do my way.
Those are the red flags.
Yes. After that, I discovered that he used to do that, and I was like, I never see this.
Wow.
I'm a Christian. I'm supposed to have a relationship with God and notice this, and I never did. But at the same time, I was happy that I can stop that. So everybody, I was crying and crying. Everybody was thinking that I was crying because I won.
Yeah, happiness.
No, it wasn't because of that. So when I told them there's not gonna be a wedding, they were like shocked. They were, what are you saying? What are you talking about? I said, no. I say yes to this. And I tell them everything. They were crying with me like it wasn't the right one. No, it wasn't. That day, I asked the president, please don't say my name yet, because after the service or the elections, they have to go to the radio station for the concert and talk about who won and everything. And I said, please, let me talk to him first. He always have this station in his office. I don't want him to know about the radio.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad for him.
Yeah.
So we stopped by this store, my father and a friend of mine, they went inside and I said, I'm gonna stay, I'm gonna call him. He was with a customer and I called him and I said, I have to tell you something. I'm the new vice president. And he said, use the ring to the next one. And he hung up. That was the only thing that he said. And I was like, what is that? I couldn't eat for 3 days. That was the first day, Thursday. Also, he sent a huge flowers bouquet. Calla. I love the calla, white. Was there 3 days. And I was looking at them every day, reminding me him. And I cried. I couldn't eat for 3 days. I couldn't. And I have to keep smiling. Nobody can know what happened. I have to go to the service at night, smiling, praise God, even though I couldn't talk. And the last day, God told me, you need to stop. This is done. This is over. No more question, no more tears. It was my will. And I said, okay. That was Saturday night. Sunday, I was smiling like a new person.
Yeah.
I was smiling with my flowers. I don't care. They're my flowers. And I went from Mayagüez to Salinas, 2 hours with my flowers in my lap. I don't care. They're my flowers. I don't care. I was happy. I cried. I still cry because I hurt. But I was happy because God told me no more question, no more tear. So as soon as I get home, my cousin from San Juan, she went to my house, and I remember that my mom told me that he went to my house. I had one of his car in my house, and I was about to take him to the convention, and my mom said, you know what, leave it in here and tell him to come and pick up, because he had an injury the day before. I have to go to Mayagüez, so I have to drive from his house. And I told him, okay, as soon as you can, or your parents, someone, go to my house and pick up the van. So he was there, and my mom told him, you're gonna regret. No, she did wrong. She's supposed to do this, do that.
Your mom told him
yes
that he's gonna regret.
Yes.
Okay.
So Sunday, calling me. Can we talk? No. Please, can we? No.
This is what, and then this obviously was after God already spoke
Yes.
to you.
And I told him, I ask you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days. Please wait for me until I finish in here and we talk and make a decision. If you say no, it's okay. And you say no, you don't want to talk to me, you don't want me anymore, you say a lot of things, and now please, it's too late. My father sent me to Springfield for a few days with my cousin, and there God talked to me. And God told me, I have the right person for you. He will get to you, and whenever you go, he will go with you. And I was like, I don't want to know about anything else. Well, you're talking me this, if I'm just ending a relationship. I don't want to know about no one. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like I feel ugly when I was in high school, even though it wasn't like that, but I feel like I'm not like the older girls. I'm not dressing like short uniform. I'm not having a lot of boys behind me. So I feel like I'm not like them. I'm ugly. Because the society tells you it's not like this, you're like that. So if you have this kind of style of body, or you have a lot of boys, you're ugly. So for me, it was like, what are you telling me about boys? I don't want to know about this. I don't feel like, And I have a friend, my mom said, well, what's going on with you? I have a friend, I don't mind all the friends. I don't want to be no one. I don't want to know about men. I don't want nothing. I just want to be focused in my youth ministry and everything that I'm doing, preaching, and that's it. So 2 years after that, I went to this activity that I have to lead the assembly, and this man said greeting, the welcome to the church and everything. I was like, I don't care. I just keep walking, and he was following me, and everywhere I go, he was there. But I thought, I know his sister and brother-in-law, they weren't married at that time, so I know them. And I thought this man was her boyfriend because they're always together. I didn't know they were siblings. So for me, they were a couple. And everywhere I go, he was there. But for me, it was like, you are no one.
Yeah. He didn't faze you.
No, yeah. For me, it was invisible. Like, okay, I talk to you, but I don't know you. I don't even know your name, nothing. And we talk like, oh, yes, I was there. Oh, yes, me too. I know. And I was like, oh, and I was this. Yes, you were in here, and I was at this side. And I was like, so after I went to the church, so like a week, 2 weeks before that, I went again, and the priest, the district priest, talked to me and said, you know what, we need it here. We need you here. I said, no, I don't like here. I don't have nobody here. Everybody's good in here. No, never you're gonna see me here. After that, a friend of both made me notice him. She was like, oh, you know what? There is a Prieto that is asking for you. And I was like, who? He's been there, in there. I don't know him. And he asked for the Facebook request, 2006. I accept him, but I never talked to him. And he was waiting for the perfect opportunity to talk to me. He was there, even though I didn't want to see him, I didn't talk to him, he was there. He was following me. And one day he said to his best friend, who is our godfather wedding, I'm gonna marry her. And he said, that's the vice president. You cannot get that high. I will. And he can tell me every dress that I have, every clothes, everything. And you everywhere. I know that you will wear. And that day, my friend told me, oh, there's a Christian concert. I think was Isabella.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and I said, okay. I was a little sick, but I said, okay, I'm going. And I met him. And he, every picture, he was like, I'm there. Can I? And I didn't feel bad. I didn't. I feel like good.
Mm-hmm.
And one day we went to the camp, youth camp, and the preacher said, I don't know the verse in English. This that happened already happened. Aquello que fue ya es.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at, and he told me, this is us. And I was like, how did he know about my past? And I look at him like, are you? And I was like, are you sure? And he was just quiet. So I said, God, you have to tell me. I don't want to feel again.
Mm-hmm.
So on July, he told me, I have to talk to you. I'm searching for a girl to get married. If you don't want to get married, if you don't want to marry me, I'll let you go.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm old enough to know what I want, and I want to. And I was like,
He said, "How I want you."
yes.
Ooh.
I was like, no way. And I told him.
Did you get butterflies?
I feel like I was in a cloud, and I was like, okay, I have to get out. We were in a graduation, institute graduation. I was a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
So he went with me, and after I think half of the graduation, I said, I gotta go. I don't like this. This protocol is too long for me, and I'm hungry. It was already too long, and I want to go. So I have to drop you and go home. And there we were at I think it was at the Porsche or something like that. And we were talking, and he told me, I said, okay, let me think about it. I left the house, and I was driving down the hill when I remember that at the graduation, I saw this lady talking to him. And I was like, if I'm not married this guy, she's gonna marry him. And I called him back, okay, I say yes. And he was like, okay, we're gonna get married in December.
Just like that?
Just like that. I was like, what are you talking about?
Of the same year?
Yes. And he said, you have to choose. We have 18 and we have 20 something, he said. And I was like, no way. And okay, 18. I said 18.
How did you know? Like, what did you feel? Like, what made you say yes? Like, because you said he was talking to another girl.
Yes, I didn't know it was a friend, but for me it was like.
But what made you see them talking, and then you previously you say, God, I don't like. Did God make you feel?
Yeah, I feel something different that I never felt before. I didn't feel this with the before.
Mm-hmm.
Even the one in the school, I didn't. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is the one. Mm-hmm. I feel inside me like the happiness, mm-hmm. the joy. I don't know. It was something different. Mm-hmm. The first time he went to my house, my family, my dad was like, gonna take my baby away. But my mom, right now, on December, my husband said, we get married. My husband said, oh, we're gonna be alone, nobody is here. And my mom said, oh, you have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And he said, oh, yes, but I miss my family. A week after that, my mom said, oh, I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm going with you. Why? Just because he said he needs someone? And they're so alike. I'm like, they're They're like each other, like mother and son. And my siblings, they're like him. Everything is so different. I feel so different than before.
Right.
Like he's almost my age. We're the same. We're like, I was so like bad face and serious all the time. I was laughing, even though he's mad. He's just smiling all the time. And so after that, I said, yes, I do. And I was happy that day. Everybody like the bride cried. I didn't cry. I didn't cry. I was happy. I was happy to see him there. Like I cried before that. Like an hour before. I was shocked. Like he gonna say no. I'm gonna have this again. I'm not gonna get married. But when I receive a call, hey, he's waiting for you. Okay, let's go. Let's go. He's waiting for me. And we've been together 13 years.
13?
13 years.
Wow.
And we have 2 girls, and that's a challenge. And I know that it's been up and down. But
as
down,
normal,
yeah. But every time we are down, we are together up, and again down, again up. And that's why I call this is my love story, because after all this sickness and everything that I had, bad decision that I was about to make, God was there. And I have something here that I want to tell you. I learned that when God, you cannot put a comma when God put like the final dot, the period, the sentence, you cannot put a comma. If he said done, it's done. If he said no more, it's no more. And sometimes it seems that God is late, but when he arrives, it is more than you expected. And I think this happened to me. It was more. I was about to make a decision between God and a man. Never. God is the first.
Yes.
Always is the first.
Yes.
So this is my love story.
Yay! I'm so excited about this. It's a good love story. And it's a good one because I feel like there's a lot of young ladies and even older ladies, you know, that are still trying to find their soulmate. You know, some of them know how to wait. Some of them are a little bit desperate. But what would you tell them in that? What would you tell them if you had someone there who perhaps was waiting for, their Prince Charming or, their tall, dark, and handsome? What would you tell them, especially if they've been waiting what seems forever? They haven't been in a relationship, or they have been in a relationship like you have, and then it ended, and now they have nothing. Now they're depressed. Now their insecurities dominate everything. What advice can you give them at this time?
It's hard, maybe. I got married when I was 29, and I want to tell you something. If I have to wait a little bit, I will. Because at that age, I knew what I want. Sometimes we made a decision based on the feeling, and not always the feeling. We have to be sure that God's purpose is in there.
Yes.
And right now, I cannot say I understand them.
Yeah.
I haven't been like each of them.
Yeah.
I know my story.
Yes.
And I know how to feel. Yes. And I know that we have the choice to make the right decision. In a depression, you have to trust the Lord. The Lord is the only one that gonna give you the right way, the right answer, the right door to open and walk by. And when you put everything in the hands of the Lord,
Mm-hmm.
He will give you the answer that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to trust in your thought, in your feeling,
Mm-hmm.
in your
understanding,
yes,
mm-hmm.
it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. And sometimes it look like nobody want me, nobody love me. No, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not the time yet.
Mm-hmm.
God knows, and you have to look back what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I know if I choose the one that I was about to get married, that Henry was about to get married also at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady, he was telling me, oh, tell Mary that I have to talk also. He was about to get married also. Both we have a decision to make.
Yeah.
If I show him, I know it's gonna be in the list of the woman that being abusive and bad, not preaching anymore,
Mm-hmm.
because he was trying to do that to me, like you cannot preach anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to look back.
Mm-hmm.
What I did, it was good, it was wrong. What I choose,
Mm-hmm.
what I have to do now,
Yeah.
what I have to choose now. I have to choose Jesus. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. And sometimes I talk to Henry. I say, if I don't have you, I don't know what's gonna happen, what I'm gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm gonna marry again or I'm gonna be alone. Because for me, it's gonna be hard. You are the one that God gave me. So
Mm-hmm.
be in this decision. I think you have to seek for Jesus.
Yeah.
What He wants
Mm-hmm.
you to do.
Mm-hmm.
What is the decision that He wants you to make?
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, look back what I did and what I'm going to do now.
Mm-hmm.
I think is the most important, because this society is saying that we were talking, you have to do this before and after.
Mm-hmm.
We were taught about don't get into sexual relation before get married,
Mm-hmm.
but the society tell you it's okay to do it,
Right.
and the Christian sometimes it's okay to do it. As a mother, I don't want my daughter to have this.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like with every boyfriend or everyone that he
Right.
met doing this.
Right.
I think that we have to know that our body is belong to God. Our body is the Holy Spirit temple, so we have to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes the decision that we made take you to the place that you are now.
You heard that. The decisions you make
Take
you to the place where you are now.
Yeah.
That's a tough pill to swallow, and that's something to really think about. But at the end of the day, God is good, and
Yes.
God will direct your steps as long as you align your will along with His.
Yes.
I believe as well.
Yes.
I believe as well. So, any last thoughts? Any last words?
Right now, thank you. I was writing this and I was like, oh my God, it's the first time that I'm talking about all this. I had to be in English. Oh my goodness, but
You did good.
I was writing this and I was saying, thank you, God. Thank you, because I know that still a lot of things that I have to do,
Mm-hmm.
and He want me to do. But I'm happy that I have the right one in my side. Everybody say, oh, you are so different. You are like, I ask for Him. I always tell God, I want a man like my dad.
Mm-hmm.
My dad cook. My dad, he don't work in the like Henry mechanical cars or something like that. But the way that he worked in the church, and at that part,
Mm-hmm.
I always ask God for this.
Mm-hmm.
God, I want a man that love you first, and then me. I want a God that like and love to work for your church, for everything in need. and he's like that.
Mm.
And I also asked him what a man that like to cook.
Mm-hmm.
I like to cook, but not that. And God gave me what I want.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's okay to tell God, if you are alone, tell God, okay, God, I want a man like this. And I had a little white man behind, and I was like, I want a black one. Give me a black one. And everybody was like, why? I want that. So I talked to God and I said, I want this.
And that's what you
God gave me what I want.
Mm.
But I always tell him, if you ask me to give it to him, I'm gonna do it. I did before. If I have to do it, I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know me, God. You know me that I have to do it. And one day I remember a lady from Florida. She went to Puerto Rico, and that day everybody was telling me I think both the girl Rosalia was like at 1 month. Everybody was like, oh, you are not alike. You are like different. And I was like, okay, we don't have to be the same.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
A and B, we need to be different.
Yeah.
Like we say in Spanish, two male now, two crab male cannot be together.
Yeah.
And that lady called me and she said, come on, I want you to let you know that that's the right one. I give it to you because that's the right one. And I said, thank you, God. Because she said it by the microphone, so everybody heard that, that I was okay, that I was right.
Mm.
So I said, thank you, God, because writing this, you let me know that even though it was difficult, was sad, I cry a lot, I feel broken, you show me your hand.
Mm.
And your will with me. You show me everything, and you've been awesome to me all this year, and I know he will continue to do it. He will be so good to me, and he is right, even though right now he's doing it.
Mm.
And every decision that we are making, it's been tough. It's been very tough, but I know that we are doing the right. I cried a lot. I said no too many times, but God said it's time.
Mm.
What we're gonna have, I don't know. He knows, and I know it's gonna be the best.
Yes.
So
Amen.
Thanks so much.
Amen. Well, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you share this video out there. Let this beautiful love story, go and spread it around. I hope that you gathered something from it. I definitely sure did. And we'll see you in the next time. Peace out.